Two mega powers meeting here tonight.
The mega powers, brother.
The mega, yeah, the mega, yeah, the mega powers, yeah. Mega powers, yeah.
Hello, wrestling fans. This is DJ Magic J with
Scandus, the hip hop original, and this is episode number 5. 5 times 5. Yes. Of the Mega Powers podcast with our special guest, the one and only, my friend and yours, the legend that is.
It's your boy Sire, wrestling fan, unfiltered, and happy to be here to talk some wrestling shit.
Yeah. And today we are discussing AEW. So yeah, Jay, you're gonna kick this one off. Let's get up in this AEW news of the week.
So where do you want to start? There's AEW it's been quite good. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. So we're gonna go up with what's it called? Dynamite and Collision.
Mm-hmm.
That we're gonna go. So what we do is Dynamite and Collision. I'm trying to remember what happened in Dynamite and Collision, man, because so much wrestling news has been happening. I swear I've been watching nearly all of them, you know, and it's just everything's just muffled up in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Steyer, did you watch Dynamite?
Yeah.
What's cool from Dynamite?
So, if I can remember correctly, we were in Ohio, right? So it was right next to Moxley.
Yeah.
I'm getting the dates wrong, but I swear he defended the international championship on Dynamite
against Big Bill. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know it's not a Moxley match unless he's blading. And
yeah. So I mean, what happened? Obviously that was a good match. I remember the match, but I think there was interference after, wasn't it?
Yeah. My guy Ricky Starks came in, started hitting him with a shoe, and then so Brian came in, and basically they beat up Brian. So Moxley won the match, and then so then Brian came in, Ricky Starks, they got chased out the ring, and then Claudio came down. To set up a tag team match between Claudio and Brian Danielson versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill, you know, which freed up John Moxley to face Ray Phoenix for the international title next.
For Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Well, the first comment, I like the fact that the international championship is being defended every week, like Collision and Dynamite, to continue the legacy from Orange Cassidy. I think Moxley's the best character to be the workhorse and bleed and go through tables and have barbed wire sticking out of every orifices. Do you know what I mean? He's the guy that needs to do it. Big Bill, I haven't completely written him off, but I think this did wonders for his character. The fact that he's in the ring with Brian Danielson in a tag team match next week. Mm-hmm. And actually, the last thing he ever did in WWE was with Daniel Bryan. He got fired because he beat up. They did a stupid segment because I'm a big man and I hate small wrestlers. And he got this small guy dressed up as Daniel Bryan and beat the hell out of him. But apparently, he beat him up too much, and that's what got him fired.
Yeah. They didn't like his attitude backstage and all of that stuff, you know. And yeah, he learned from his mishaps and turned his life around.
Yeah, but it's just a bit weird how the universe has come full circle, and now he's kind of the first time he's felt relevance is coming back. I don't care about the firm, but like this is the first thing he's doing. He's feuding with Daniel Bryan. Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, that's about all I can say. I'm just still kind of getting over the fact that Brian Danielson said he's got 1 year left.
Ooh, and I saw people going in on Twitter on his daughter, man. It's like, why is your daughter ending your career? You know, they were ruthless, bro. And a 6-year-old girl, man. These people, man, they got no soul. What's going on?
I think he should go Japan and win some titles over there, and then just say, "Yo, I'm done." Then I'm done. But you know, if he wants to do it for his child, you know, you have to do it for your children, innit? Because you know, I know Scanduz is a father of 4. You get me? like the Four Horsemen, you know. And I know that he will probably, you know, do anything for his children. So, at the end of the day, you know, he has to change his future life now. You get what I'm saying? So, what do you think he's gonna do after wrestling? Do you think he's gonna, you know, set up a wrestling school or something? You know what I mean? Because he's had a long run, a good long run. I mean, he's still young. To me, he's still young.
I hope he still produces Collision shows. I think when Collision opened, Collision was one of the best wrestling shows running when it started, and we found out that it was him writing all the sort of story, or helping with the stories and producing the show. So if he's in the background, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, and then we also learned in the All Out press conference, you know, Tony Khan was like, look, if anything was to happen to him, he'd want AEW to go to basically Bryan Danielson, you know, in a nutshell.
Wow.
You know, and that's the first time he's come out and said something like that, which is kind of bugged off like the elite, because it's like, you know, it's like, nah, forget you guys, man. Bryan Danielson is the guy that should inherit the company, you know, which is crazy. That's how much faith he has in Bryan Danielson, you know. And like, he was the guy that stepped up, like even with a broken arm when Punk was fired, you know what I mean? So he's his ride or die.
Well, think about it this way. Look at what Al Snow's doing over OVW, and OVW now is highlighted on Netflix. You know, they got a Netflix show called Wrestling. So you know, if Al Snow, you know, with his mannequin head can do such an amazing thing, why can't Daniel Bryan do it? You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah, an academy would be cool as well. It depends. If he wants to take a break from just television and do that, yeah, you'd be lucky to join his school and train under one of the, if not the best wrestler in the world, and one of the best wrestling minds in the world. So cool. But selfishly, yeah, just like have another conversation with your daughter and see if she really meant what she said in it. Just I'm not the fan that's I'm just have another conversation. You know?
A kid being a kid, say, "Daddy, I miss you. I want you home more." So,
to be honest, I reckon, you know, what he's going to do, he's not going to retire. He's just going to dial it back. He's going to go on that Roman Reigns schedule, you know, and you just see him every few months, and he's just going to be an attraction, like what Lesnar is. You know, that's where I see it going for Bryan Danielson. And you know what? I think there's too many dream matches. He needs to have some more dream matches. I think he wants to do the G1 climax. I think he wants to wrestle in the Tokyo Dome, you know, so there's certain things on his bucket list that he wants to do. So it's, yeah, man.
And I think a really cool way to sell out All In again is, you know, it's not going to be, I agree with you. I don't think it'll be Bryan Danielson's last match. I think he will come as like a show, and he can. Because he feuded with Ricky Starks for a day and put on one of the best strap matches I've ever seen in my life. So he can do that. But I think they'll sell out All In without Punk, with it being advertised at Bryan Danielson's last match, and hopefully it'll be against Omega. Be brilliant. Yeah. What happened next?
Forget next. Jay, I know you got the schedule. You must have the lineup by now.
Someone has the play-by-play. I know the things that happened there. Like, you know, Derby for.
I'm looking through it now. Am I looking at the
I know something happened with Swerve Strickland, man. His character work is ridiculous on the mic. He is such a boss. Like he's just amazing, man. He's probably one of my top 3 characters in AEW right now is Swerve, like, and his Mogul Embassy, you know. So that was definitely a highlight for me. It's a bit of a blur, man. I'm trying to remember what's Dynamite and what's on Collision, and it's like,
I know Adam. Who's the brer with the Mohican? Paige fought him. The 3rd fight, and that was the feud. That's what happened on the bill. Good match, and then Hangman went over, but Swerve was just menacingly looking stage, and I like how his character, after being in a coffin for 2 weeks or however long, has sort of made him a bit more like zombified, like he's like the vampire of Brooklyn or some shit, you know. He's just sort of looking there like, and then I like how he said it's going to be on my terms. It's going to be a Wrestle Dream. It's going to be in my hometown. It doesn't come off like he's being a coward. It doesn't look like he's being like a heelish run away. I don't want this fight. His motivation is on point. If I got the same opportunities as you, then
Yeah.
I would have made it happen for myself.
Yeah.
And then, Wrestle Dream in his hometown, and then getting his clique to beat him up. It's almost like he's giving Hangman a cold, hard reality check of like the entitlement you've had, and I'm gonna fuck you up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Young Bucks came out, so we're looking at a trios match at some point.
Yeah. They're gonna. I think they're gonna take the ROH Trios Championship off them next week at Grand Slam Rampage. They've challenged them, so it's the Hung Bucks versus the Mogul Embassy. So we're gonna see what happens there. But yeah, man, it's a good little feud that's going on right now. Really, really feeling that. Prince Nana getting his, busting out his moves and then getting super kicked by the Young Bucks. Entertainment.
Yeah. Where he took way longer because the Young Bucks at one point were just like, is he gonna turn around?
Oh, the dancing! That was Papa skanking it out, and the Young Bucks looking at him like, what's this idiot doing in the ring? Just dancing. He gave him a stick. Yeah, that was good. What about Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe?
Oh, that was Dynamite, wasn't it? That was the main event. Yeah,
Dynamite main event, or was that Collision main event? No, Dynamite main event.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe's another top guy right now. He's just a beast, bro. Like, we knew where it was going. Like, as soon as my man was like, oh, okay, so you're not going to give me a title match. All right, I'll enter this tournament. Amanda Strake just tore through everybody. I think Roderick Strong's character development is right now.
You like it? Oh, good. I like that.
Backing up, bro. I'm bending up. He's bringing through the kingdom. So he's making big other stars as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your thought on his character, man, at the moment?
For me?
Yeah, because he was super bland when he came to AEW, innit?
Yeah, I think this is like I've never seen the comedic side of Roderick Strong. I've just seen him in Undisputed being a bad man, innit, and a great wrestler against Daniel Bryan in WWE. I'm not familiar with his history, but this is just jokes. It's already comedic with like the best friends thing going on between MJF and Adam Cole. I don't know why they haven't set up a best friends versus them two yet. That just makes all the sense in the world for me. And that's what I thought should have happened at All Out instead of Dark Order. But anyway, yeah, this is comedic. I like the fact that he's screaming like a bitch. Adam! And then even like when I think I just watched Dynamite. I finished it before coming on the show. And the fact that Adam Cole was at the stage and he was fine, and the minute he saw him, he just dropped. And they put him on a stretcher. Adam, are you there? I can't see you. I can't love it, man.
Yeah, that was so comedic, man. I don't know what was. When I saw it, I was like, that is so fake. Like, I was like, and when people like, those people who don't really like wrestling wants to cuss wrestling and say, yeah, wrestling is fake. No.
Nah, that's entertainment, bro. That was entertainment, man. but the biggest question always is, and I want to get your opinion on take on this, Sire. Where do you think that storyline's going?
I think the good thing about it is I don't actually know. If I could, like, Samoa Joe's fighting MJF at Grand Slam. Samoa Joe can't win.
Right.
So, but then Roderick's got to be involved somehow, some way. I kind of wanted Roderick to win. I love Joe, and it makes all the sense in the world because of the momentum he's had, and he's on a tear. But we could have done some storyline business with Roderick versus MJF with both of their neck injuries. And then Adam had to choose between the two. Like, there's a moment where they're both like dying in the ring, and there's a choice of who is he going to save. And all the manipulation, gaslighting from Roderick, and all of the genuine best friend stuff from MJF, that has to be the moment. It has to lead up to that moment. And then whatever Adam Cole does. Adam Cole is going to, I want to say this right here because I have a real fucking amazing hot take about Adam Cole turning on MJF, right? You know when it's going to happen? They're going to do their fucking entrance together, yeah? And when they go in the ring, and what's it called? MJF is on his knees and Adam Cole's behind them and they're about to do their Adam Cole baby. He's going to hit the ropes and kick him in the back of his head. That is going to be the heel turn. And you heard it here first. I'm telling you.
Damn. Magic J, what's your predictions of where the storyline is going to go?
Flipping hell, do you know what?
It
I'm
works,
not
isn't it?
Oh my god, speechless because do you know what it is? Yeah, MJF, you can't trust that motherfucker, man. Like from day one, when I saw that him and Adam Cole, I was like, huh? Nah, this is a weird faction. Like this is a weird tag team, but I got a feeling there's gonna be a heel turn between them both, and MJF is gonna do some fuckery. I don't know if it's gonna be like that, but we might need to send this little clip to the writers in AEW to get their approval because that could work. You know what I mean? But to me, they shouldn't have been a tag team in the first place. They shouldn't be.
They're so over though, man. They're you know what I mean? They're shifting the most merch. They're getting the most viewers in the, it makes sense.
One of the best
and I think the fact that they're so over, it's kind of flopped their the storyline a bit because I don't think they expected them to get so far over. And it was supposed to wrap up like months ago, but they got to keep it going. You know? Okay. So I think they're winging it at the moment, man. That's my
what about the Hook and Orange Cassidy?
I have no idea where that's going.
Yeah,
I like it.
No idea. Yeah, I like Hook, but I think they've kind of dropped the ball with Hook, man. I don't know where he's like. There's nothing. They got to do something more with his character.
Do you think it's too quiet?
I don't know what they're trying to do.
No, he doesn't need. I don't. I think there was a time period where he was just missing from the face of the earth, and then, I mean, when he's there, he hits. When it counts, he does hit it out of the park. It's just there's no real build or any sort of blood feud. Yes, the Jungle Boy thing was cool, but it was quite brief. You know, there's nothing that's really intrigued. I liked it when he teamed with Action Bronson. That was cool, but like, you know, I don't know who we'd feud with. And if it's, I don't want him and Orange Cassidy to feud because I think they both need to still remain faces for the time period. But I'm not sure, actually. That's kind of stumped me.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You had Bray and
but let me just say this though before we move on. My theory with the whole MJF thing is, is nobody's talking about Wardlow. And I think Wardlow is planning to come back and team with MJF, and they're just gonna run through like flipping Roderick Strong, the Kingdom, and eventually Adam Cole. That's my theory.
Don't see. I see Wardlow coming back. I mean, I have considered him because he squashed him at
He's crushed him, innit?
He squashed him in whatever match that was. 10 power bombs, boom.
Yeah.
The night before the crazy pipe bomb he dropped. But I don't see him teaming up with him. I see it being a championship match at either Full Gear or another one maybe in January before the contract is up. But that sort of excitement, like, I beat you. Last time we faced, I destroyed you. And you call yourself champion. So I think that's going to happen. I don't know because I do think Adam Cole's going to be the one turning. I don't know who MJF can form an alliance with to take them on. That's an interesting question. You think it's Wardlow? Who do you think it is, Jay? Or does he do it alone?
I think Wardlow as well.
Yeah, because he hasn't got any other friends. Wardlow was
no, he hasn't got no other friends who supports him like that.
How was Wardlow his friend? I just have to say, how he treated him like shit. He snacked him about, asked for the ring all the time, treat him like a servant the entire time.
But then at the same time, he's the person that brought Wardlow to AEW. So Wardlow owes him his career, technically.
True, but at the same time, it could be a thing that, okay, thank you for bringing me in, but you treated me like trash. I'm gonna pave my own way now.
But we'll come back to that. But let me ask you one question, Si. I'm going to ask you this as well, right? What did you think the plans were for MJF and CM Punk before CM Punk got sacked?
Hey,
Yeah, whatever was going to happen, they were definitely going to fight and put both titles on the line. It's not even a maybe. I think they were sowing seeds towards it. Like you had the what are they? They're not the Revival, man. It's not the Pinnacle either. What are they called?
FTR.
FTR. Sorry, man. I'm going mad. Let FTR and Young Bucks team up together at All Out. I think that was always going to be the plan, whether CM Punk got sacked or not, and that was going to sort of like have some sort of problems in between that sort of like alliance. I don't know how it would have happened if the Joe thing still happened between MJF, because I don't think the Joe thing would have happened if Punk got fired. I think that was just a really good idea really quickly to keep some sort of intrigue at All Out. I don't know. It could have been just simple as MJF saying, hold on, bruv, you're not the real champion. And then the amazing promo that would have happened out of there. Just one moment. CM Punk became mad with power, mad with ego. His heel work was being fantastic. And they got to the point where he was just dominating with FTR, destroying everybody at Collision and being an absolute cunt. And then MJF, as the babyface that he is, would have finally at the perfect moment, maybe when Punk went too far, come out and said, I've had enough of you chatting shit. And then some sort of amazing finished storyline, which I don't even have the wrestling brain. That's why I love AEW. I can trust them. I don't need to sign them. I don't even need to send them the clip to the writers for that idea. I actually got faith they might do it. You know, WWE, yeah, send the clip. Do you know what I mean? But AEW, I have faith that they will come up with something.
Mad. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. So what would you get into next, MJ, on the card?
Oh, do you know what I was going to talk about? You know,
Britt Baker.
No, forget about that for a sec. I want to rather talk about Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, because you know Sammy Guevara's up at Chris Jericho. There's pictures out there of him as a child with, you know, Chris Jericho holding him as a child, and you know now they've been together for practically over 4 years, you know, in the faction, and they're going to be going 1-on-1 together.
Sex gods.
So what do you? Yeah. So what do you? So what do you think about that? That how, you know, they're going to be at the Grand Slam, you know, next week, Dynamite, you know, Grand Slam, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. You know, who do you think will win?
Go on, say it.
Jericho's lost a lot recently, isn't it? I think, I mean, it hasn't intrigued me as much. I don't think it's as bad as some of the wrestling fans have been vocal about. That, like, I don't really care. I do care a little bit. But the right thing I think there's all the possibility Don Callis is going to, and Sammy Guevara are going to team up and some sort of heel shenanigans, and then that's how Sammy's going to go over. I do think Sammy should go over. And if he doesn't go over, Jericho cheats, and then Sammy goes over the next match.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm in agreement with that, man. I think, you know, like Jericho's at a stage right now, like a loss don't hurt him. Like losing to Sammy Guevara, like even if Sammy Guevara like squashes him, it literally doesn't phase him. That's where I think, you know, to go on a quick tangent, I think that's where AEW went wrong with the wins and losses matter. Like WWE came out from early and said, no, wins and losses don't matter. Like it's all about the story, you know, and that's why they ended up scrapping the whole wins and loss and ranking system and all of that business at AEW, man. I think like literally, I personally think Sammy Guevara should go over, but you know they can still pattern it in a way that even if he takes the loss, he'll come out and just batter him afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
We gave the women one segment. Like they literally get one segment a show, man. I kind of feel bad for the women wrestlers on AEW.
Yeah.
Do you think they're mistreating the women?
In terms of being showcased, yeah. I mean, they don't have enough time on the pay-per-view or on Dynamite or Collision. They've got all the talent in the world. I think Toni Storm is one of the most entertaining things in wrestling at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, even that she's done an interview with I thought the regular guy with long hair and glasses, who's like one of their media go-tos who do podcasts. If you watch just that little clip on Instagram, you're on the floor. She's taken this little fucking, chin up and tits out and run with it. And it's brilliant. And look, Saraya and what's it called? The Outcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got all the tools in the world to tell a story. And yeah, they're not it's a cliche. I'm just trying to figure out why. If they're reading the ratings of what the responses are, sometimes the best indicator is look at the YouTube and see how many views each clips get. And that's what sort of indicates it's going to get much more limelight in the next show or in the coming weeks. But I just don't understand it. It's kind of obvious and it's fucking rude. It really is. Like, they look like quite an inclusive, well, from the outside looking in, we don't know. They look like they're quite an inclusive, diverse company. And you would have hoped that they would have given a women a better platform to avoid this sort of criticism. Because what AEW has going for them is because they are the alternative. They are they've taken on the moral compass that WWE wouldn't do. They're the company for the people. So it has confused me, and I still don't understand it.
Okay. What's your theory, Magic J, like in terms of how they treat the women in AEW?
They should have a better women's division, you know what I mean? Because they got so much, creative female wrestlers over in AEW, you know what I mean? But it's like they're not putting them in the mid-card properly, putting them up there properly to do what they have to do as female wrestlers, So I know some of them is, probably thinking about, oh, should I go to Impact? Should I go to, is it Women of Wrestling or whatever? You know what I mean? And those type of companies. But, we can do better because even just like my favorite future wife, Jade Cargill.
Dude, have you heard the latest? They said Jade Cargill is going to be reporting to the Performance Center as of tomorrow.
Yeah,
her contract.
Last match on Rampage.
Yeah,
because she lost the match against his favorite wrestler.
Yeah,
or one of his favorite wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
So she lost her match, and I knew that it's gonna be up for her, done for her. And talking about that she actually clocked one of my posts, but I was trying to get her to come on my main post when I said what I said about her, you know what I mean? But she saw my stories. I was a bit happy with that. I screenshotted that, so I was a bit happy. So I might just splice it in now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So hopefully she would do good at WWE, man. Because to me, I don't want them to change the name, because I know with WWE, well, when it was Vince McMahon, he has a thing about changing wrestlers' names. You know what I mean? So hopefully she can keep that name and she comes over and be who she is and dominate. You know what I mean? But they should have done it more discreetly and more quieter than how it was back in the days, that you wouldn't even expect that a certain wrestler is going to come back or so forth, you know what I mean, or come in, they just turn up, boom, do their thing and walk off, you know what I'm saying, type of thing. So yeah, I'm happy for her. You know what I mean? I'm definitely happy for her.
All right, should we get into Collision?
I have not watched Collision.
Oh no, you've not seen Collision.
But I could, just ask my opinion. Just tell me Wagwan. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I saw. Did I even see the end of Collision? I saw a sick match between Switchblade and Andrade. No, that's not happened yet. It was Andrade versus Scorpio.
Yeah, that was
came out.
That was a good match. But don't you think, when I saw it and I saw Scorpio, don't you think he looks like a certain somebody from WWE?
What, Ricochet?
I was like, wait a minute, is this a Ricochet ripoff or something? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just being real because to me, I think Ricochet is better than him. But you know, it would be good if them two fought each other though one day in the future. But they got the same type of outfit. You know what I mean? But it's just I don't know. He looks like a Ricochet ripoff, man.
Yeah, I mean, FTR are still just like, you know, they're not really doing much. They're just fighting like jobber tag teams at the moment.
They won.
The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, what were they doing? They had some.
The Acclaimed need to stop rapping.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, innit?
Bro,
they really got to stop rapping.
Stand them. They're coming down freestyling, bro. Stop rapping, bro. Like you're done for, bro. That's just you know. The Acclaimed. Listen to me, guys. If you want a rap song,
You are not allowed to scissor me. I'm telling you that right
now. Come on, man. Is this the viral moment of the week?
No. This is what I'm gonna say about the Acclaimed, yeah? The Acclaimed, listen to me, guys. If you guys want someone to write freestyle rhymes, yeah, come to the Mega Powers. I will hook you up with Scandoos, yeah, hook you up with Archer or Dre Styles. Them guys will write you freestyle lyrics, yeah, to rap on each show whoever you're facing, because your freestyles are rubbish. Stop freestyling and start wrestling.
That's a hot take, man. That's a hot take.
I don't like these things. You get me? Look, I like Mr. R and himself, Mr. Gunn himself, but like he should have stayed with his damn sons. You get me? He should have stayed with his sons.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that.
But his sons are too gangster for him now, anyway. So
that's
they came out to many
controversial take, man.
Allow it.
Huh?
Just because they came out to many man once, allow it as well.
Many man.
That was like the most disservice I think I ever seen to that Warrior chant of a song 50. Yeah, these two the arse boys coming out to many man. Fuck that. But
my face.
No, I think the bars are hard, man. I disagree. I think sometimes he hits and the crowd are like, oh, you know, it does. And he probably called Buddy Murphy a cuck, you know?
Yeah.
He fucking gunned Prince Andrew on Wembley Stadium, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That McMahon, I think he said something, I can't remember what the bar was, but then it just happened after he got sacked and he dropped the bar. I love that shit, man. Say it with your chest. But that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Now, sometimes he hits, man. Sometimes he hits, I have to say.
One thing I must say, though, is, what's his name? Is it Andrade? Yeah, I love what he done when he done the figure 8. I mean, he never done it right.
Yeah.
But I even put it on the Twitter X or X. You know that he's showing love to his wife by doing her move, the figure 8. You know what I mean? He done his best. He tried.
So Magic J, what's your prediction? Do you see Andrade coming back to the WWE or Charlotte going to AEW first?
Damn. No, Charlotte right now going to a. Do you know what? It can happen, but only way it will happen is when Jade Cargill comes in. She probably might whoop Charlotte's ass a couple times. Yeah, go for the title. If that happens and Charlotte starts fucking up, she will go to AEW because obviously last year there was that speculation. Oh, is Charlotte Flair gonna go to AEW? Charlotte Flair gonna go to AEW? But I would love to see you in AEW. You get, because that will shake up the ratings in AEW even more. That will shake up and all the female wrestlers, because it's like it will be like a mutual swap. You know what I mean? So anything is definitely possible.
Okay. Right. You're shaking your head, sire. What's your thoughts?
I just don't think Charlotte's ever going to leave WWE. I think she's going to be like the Miz or something. She's just like attached to it forever.
Yeah.
Maybe, I could be wrong. I mean, Flair left. I think it's just like the attachment to the Flair name and everything WWE has done for that. I can't ever see her being frustrated. She gets everything on a blood clot plate. So like, what, why and how would she leave? Andrade would probably come back. He hasn't been centralized as what he can do. He had a 5-star match with Johnny Gargano. Him and Rey Mysterio before he left had brilliant matches that I was just like, oh shit, Rey has still got it because of those matches. He is fantastic, and AEW haven't done well with him. And Malachi Black, great trio stuff has been really good. The entrances, he hasn't had a singles match. He's had one, and only Cody for his entire run. So I can see them coming back. I see more traffic going that way, unfortunately, for a bit.
Do you know what the highlight is for me?
Go on.
Do you know what the highlight is going to be for me, though? The Swiss superstar himself, facing Eddie Kingston. That's what everybody's waiting for. That's going to be the match. I don't care about any other match that night. That's the match that I'm going to be watching the most. I'm going to be tuned in. Scandu, Sai, what do you think? What is your last verdict? Because we're going to be running out of time.
I think Kingston for the title, man. Why not?
The right thing to do. I love the feud, man. I love how they sat down with each other and Eddie was popping off like, you know what you did. And Claudio acted like it was nothing. I have no idea what you're talking about. The ultimate gaslighting, like, sounds like it's your problem, bro. I'm okay. That is brilliant. And it's just infuriating Eddie because he knows when Eddie's mad, he can get too gassed and lose the match. But the right thing to do. It is very difficult to be an Eddie Kingston fan. They need to put him over more. There was a period of time where he could have been the guy of the company, the amount of times that people were screaming for his name. Yeah, Eddie for the win. Give it to him. He deserves it.
That's right.
Just to round it up, or should we just to round it up quickly? Scandus, I know you said you wanted to do your top fives.
We may have to save the top 5, man. We have to save that for a special short. We're gonna do that at another time. Sai, I want to thank you so much for being an amazing guest, bro. Where can people find you, man? What's the socials?
Well, thank you for having me, man. It's actually been a wonderful evening. Talking wrestling with some cool guys, fucking brilliant. You can find me on Reign of Sire. That's REIGN of Sire, SIRE. I'm there. Up to no good or not doing anything. That's where my social networks are. So, but thank you for having me.
Amazing, bro. You can catch us at Mega Powers TV. That's episode 4. Magic J, what have you got to say before we bounce?
Thank you for watching us. See you next week on the Mega Powers.
2 Mega Powers meeting here tonight.
The Mega Powers, brother.
The Mega Powers, yeah. Mega Powers, yeah.